So some of my stories are funny, some of my stories are sad, and some of my stories are just crazy shit that happened, and that's what this one is. So a few years ago, we were down in Dunn for the funeral of a friend of mine in our car club, Joanne Hare. Passed away. We all drove our old cars to the funeral, and then we went out for lunch afterwards. And on the way home, there was a convoy of three of us. I was in the front with my Mustang. Sherry was behind me in the 55 Chevy, and our friend Paul was behind her in his Chevrolet truck. He had said he wasn't sure how to get home, so he wanted to kind of follow me at least until we got, more towards Benson where he would know his way around. And so we were just coming up 301 in Dunn, and I saw in my rearview mirror that Paul had pulled into a gas station. Well, I just figured he must have been out of gas or close to it and needed to stop, but I didn't know if he still needed to follow me or not. So I pulled off to the side of the road. There's a little coffee shop with a parking lot that went along the road. So I just pulled along parallel to the road, and Sherry pulled over behind me. And I looked in the rearview mirror, and Sherry was giving me this kind of look like, what are we doing here? So I put the car in park and I got out. I went to go explain to her that I was waiting for Paul, but before I could even reach the car, I noticed that my Mustang was backing up. It was backing right up towards her 55 Chevy. So I yelled, back up, back up. And she's hurrying, trying to find the shifter to get into gear. And right then my Mustang hit her bumper. And she hit reverse and backed up out of the way. And the Mustang started moving backwards again. And I thought it was rolling, like I must have left it in neutral. So I grabbed the fender to try to stop it, but I couldn't stop it. And that's when I realized it had fallen out of park into reverse and was now idling backwards under engine power. So I realized the only way to stop it is I've got to jump in there and press the brake. So I run up there and open the door and tried to jump into a car that's moving backwards. Didn't work out for me. I got the door open and got part way in, and it just pushed me down onto my back. I fell right down and the car kept coming. And I remember I turned my head and saw that tire coming straight for my head. So I whipped around out of the way and let the car go over me. And I stood back up, and the wheels weren't exactly straight, so the car was starting to angle itself into a curve and making its way out onto 301. So I got up and went after it, and the driver's side door was still open from that first attempt. And I realized I only had one chance left to stop the car. So I gave it all I got, and I jumped in there and barely made it and pressed the brake as hard as I could, and it stopped right before hitting the light pole in the Carly C's parking lot. It had gone all the way like that. And I stopped the car, and my heart's going like 500 miles an hour. There's traffic on both sides of 301 that has stopped, like, what the hell's going on? So, I quickly get out of the way, let all the traffic move back by, and I pull back over. And just then my friend Paul pulls up, and he's like, hey, well, what's going on? And I'm like scratched up and bleeding, and my pants and shirt are covered in asphalt and rocks. And I'm like, I just got ran over by my own Mustang.